It's a battle of curved displays as we look at this comparison between the new LG G Flex 2 and its main rival, the Samsung Galaxy Note Edge. Now, thanks to their curves, the G Flex 2 and the Note Edge are two of the most distinctive devices you can get right now, but that doesn't mean they're really any similar. The brand new G Flex 2 features a dramatic curve from top to bottom that not only looks unique, but is supposed to make it more ergonomic to use, and especially with the 5.5-inch screen that is smaller than the original iteration, this is actually very true. LG used a new DuraGuard glass for the front that makes it 20% more durable than Gorilla Glass 3. Moving around the back, we do have the button layout that LG is known for now with the power button and the volume rockers, but also the removable backing now has an improved version of the self-healing coating that was introduced in the original G Flex. As such, minor scuffs and scratches should begin disappearing in as little as 20 seconds, especially if you apply a little heat. But on the other end of the spectrum, Samsung added a metal build and now a curve to the well-known Note concept. The device will feel instantly familiar to anyone who's used the Note series, down to the S Pen housed in a slot on the bottom of the device, but the edge that gives the phone its name is really an extension of the screen that gives you an extra area to have different panels for, let's say, news ticking, or for a number of shortcuts that can be accessible from anywhere, or for putting the controls on there to get them out of the way from the main screen. But when it comes to ergonomics, the curve definitely does change the feel a little bit, especially for people who might be left-handed and find the grip to be a little bit odd on the right side. Now, the curves are made possible using plastic-based OLED technology, which ensures great contrast, deep blacks, and vivid colors. The Note Edge comes ahead thanks to its higher Quad HD resolution, but the now Full HD G Flex 2 is still no slouch, and you'll be hard-pressed to notice much of a difference. The bigger story is the effect of the curve. Even with the added edge, Samsung's device is still pretty conventional to use, while on the G Flex 2 the effect is actually a little bit more dramatic, allowing for a somewhat more immersive experience when using all of the elements that show up on the screen. Even though the edge might be given to the G Flex 2 in terms of having the first in the wild Snapdragon 810 processor available, that doesn't mean that the performance on either of these devices will really be leaps and bounds ahead of one another. Even though the Note 4 is powered by a powerful Snapdragon 805 processor and it comes in this Note Edge as well, performance is smooth on it and on the LG G Flex 2 as well. Both of these software suites also include a lot of features that can arguably oversaturate the usage from time to time. But in hardware, a micro SD card slot has been added into the G Flex 2, which gives it a better storage capability. But as far as batteries go, the 3000 mAh battery of the G Flex 2 is embedded into the body, while the removable battery of the Note Edge will allow you to replace it if you do happen to run out of power, which is always a nice feature of these Samsung phones. Now, while there will be a more robust camera comparison when we get our full review unit of the G Flex 2, LG says that the camera on it is the best one yet, and like the LG G3, the G Flex now features OIS Plus in its camera with a laser-assisted focus, which should ensure faster focusing time even in difficult low-light situations. The main shooter is 13 megapixels, and on the other end of the spectrum, the Note Edge comes with a 16 megapixel rear camera with OIS as well, while the front camera is 2.1 megapixels on the LG G Flex 2 and 3.7 megapixels with a wide angle on the Note Edge. In software, it's worth noting that the G Flex 2 actually launched with Lollipop, but the software experience remains largely similar to the G3, with many of the same features like the knock-on, but it has been given an enhancement where the knock-on now has a new feature where you can swipe down on the screen in order to open up a small area on the top to get little bits of information like the time and the date. But after that, even though there are very little aesthetic changes in the UI from Lollipop, for the most part the experience is very much the same from the LG G3. Now on the Note Edge, you obviously have the edge on the side that allows for a bunch of different panels to be used, but when you take away the edge, the TouchWiz experience is very similar to that of the Note 4 and even from previous iterations of Samsung's line. And even if the edge panel is not something you would use all the time, perhaps the S Pen is what gives the Note Edge even more points in terms of usability, because it adds not only a one-of-a-kind stylus experience in the smartphone game, but also every feature that it allows the Note Edge to have. And so there you have it for this quick look at the LG G Flex 2 versus its main competitor in the curved display category, the Samsung Galaxy Note Edge. Stay tuned for a more in-depth look at both of these phones once we get our review of the G Flex 2, including a camera shootout perhaps. But until then, make sure you stay tuned to Android Authority and subscribe to our channel so you can stay tuned for all of the great coverage we have from CES 2015.